A last note on David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Um, just a few. This is the second, third, maybe. I thought there would be plenty because I finished an unusual adaptation for the BBC. It had no less than 10 episodes. I'm used with adaptations which last 1.5 hours, maybe 2, 3, but not 10 hours. That was in many ways good because I liked it. Good adaptation, and it was probably as close to the original as possible. I was thinking the original wouldn't take more than 10 hours to read. The actors were good, the plot is interesting. It also brought the book brought David Copperfield with a fresh presence in my mind. He was mixed with, to the point of again in this mind with problems, I'd say memory problems, not something else. He was at the point where I identified David Copperfield with Oliver Twist. In fact, I wrote a note in summer, not this summer, but 1 year ago, I guess, in which I talked about the orphan, but melting the two into one. Anyway, David Copperfield is a young child. As a young child, suffers. He's tortured by his stepfather and the stepfather's sister. Despicable, terrible characters, and like out of Dracula or something. And this is a similarity with Oliver Twist, but if Oliver Twist emphasizes on the child and his ordeal with having to steal and so on, with the watches and all that, here we learn much more about the adult, about David Copperfield as he's grown up. And he's the near perfect hero. Unless you poke holes, which I like to do sometimes. That's not good, but there you go. First of all, and I was wrong, I thought he is too harsh on Uriah Heep. Uriah Heep is something I like. Not because he's so treacherous, snake-like, and mean, and crooked, and I like the name. Uriah Heep. That sounds so exotic and good. Alas, the character is not worth compassion, maybe. But in the first place, when David Copperfield was distant and haughty, and I thought this is too arrogant. This is like a man from the upper class talking down and despising the poor fellow just because he has an unfortunate destiny. He was born in a lower station. It turns out that things are more complicated. I will not say what happens, especially since much of it happens towards the end. Well, we get the idea about Uriah quite quickly. Then there's the question of selecting as a friend his best friend, actually, at one point, Steerforth, who calls him Daisy. I had a note, by the way, on the gayness of David Copperfield. Why would you call him Daisy? Why would he act so delicate and feminine and kind? And men are not like that. Men are chauvinist. I'm just kidding, not trying. Not making it, but well. This man is Mephistopheles, and when you select this as a friend, perhaps we can doubt your judgment, but it's pushing it a little, or too much. There is also Dora, who is a bit feeble and not so interesting, not so much in the vein of the Catwoman or a powerful female character. She's so weak and a bit dumb, may I say that? That again, why would you choose her? Well, love is blind. So again, I'm probably wrong here too. Agnes is much more interesting. It's a female who deserves much more attention. And well, the plot develops in such a way that you will see. And that's Macabre, who has that line I remember ever since I've read this David Copperfield for the first time in adolescence. If you have 20 pounds, there are two scenarios. He didn't say in those words. You spend 19 pounds and, I don't know, 55 pence. Result is happiness. If you have the same 20 pounds but spend 20 pounds and 5 pence, result is jail. Very bad. So I'm very tight with the money. I try. Excellent book.